Right off the bat, there will be spoilers, but no ending spoilers. This is a super condensed recap for people that don't like long lore videos, just want to know the basics, and people that want a refresher on the series before Stalker 2 comes out. If you want a more complete recap, let me know in the comments, but we gotta keep this short, so let's get into it. In 1986, the Chernobyl nuclear power plant exploded. The Soviets created a huge exclusion zone to make sure no one ventured into the irradiated area. 20 years later, in 2006, a second explosion hit the reactor. This second explosion created what is known as the Zone, where man and beast alike mutated into grotesque and horrible monsters, though they're nothing compared to the enigmatic anomalies that now roam these dead lands. These anomalies move as if they're sentient, but exist as if it were nature's energy manifest. These anomalous distortions of reality produce artifacts that fetch a hefty bounty, both in riches and in scientific research meant to decipher just what the Zone really is. Like every good gold rush, this attracted people of all sorts: scavengers, trespassers, adventurers, loners, killers, explorers, and robbers, along with a bunch of other factions that weren't cool enough to be included in the title. 2012, 6 years after the Chernobyl nuclear power plant suffered a second meltdown, you get your ass kicked by that fickle bitch Mother Nature in the form of a lightning bolt that killed everyone in your convoy except for you. You wake up in a traitor's bunker with amnesia, a PDA that says kill S.T.A.L.K.E.R, a new nickname Marked One, and a debt to repay to your apparent savior. To repay the traitor, you set out to find his flash drive, after which you're given more information about this man S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Apparently, he and his group were the first stalkers to reach the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in the middle of the Zone, where the mythical Wish Granter is said to be, but the way is guarded by a Brain Scorcher, a mysterious area that emits psi waves strong enough to destroy your brain should you be unlucky or stupid enough to get too close. You make your way to the military base to find classified documents that may show how to get rid of the Brain Scorcher, only to be caught up in the military's raid on the local stalkers, ending up in an underground hideout where you eventually find information on two of S.T.A.L.K.E.'s close friends. Eventually making your way to the military base, your search reveals the location of Lab X-18, which you need to find a second key to access. Off to the Dark Valley to find the bandit leader Borov, who has the second key. Inside X-18, you find the documents you were searching for, but fall unconscious and have a vision of S.T.A.L.K.E.R standing in front of the sarcophagus, the massive structure built as a shield to help decrease the amount of radiation that was still flowing from the destroyed reactors. You wake up and quickly realize that the military has invaded the lab. Finally, you find out that you are, in fact, S.T.A.L.K.E.R and are pointed towards Pripyat, the final stop before the power plant. Pripyat has been turned into a street war between loners, duty, freedom, mercenaries, military special forces, and the Monolith faction. Ambush after ambush, you finally make it to the Chernobyl facility, which, again, is lousy with Monolith forces, not to mention the military operation to retake the center of the Zone just so happens to kick off as you're arriving. Forced to take cover in the sarcophagus as an emission is about to strike, S.T.A.L.K.E.R discovers the giant Wish Granter artifact within the destroyed reactor, as well as a secret laboratory underneath it. Inside, you find the entity calling itself the Common Consciousness. No ending spoilers. If you want to see what happens, go play the game. It's worth it. Up next, we've got Clear Sky, a standalone prequel to Shadow of Chernobyl, which means there's really nothing here that adds to the story in any way that would merit a recap. If you want a Clear Sky recap, regardless of its unrelated story, or even a deeper dive into the entire series, let me know in the comments. Till then, let's move on. A direct sequel to Shadow of Chernobyl, Call of Pripyat takes place shortly after the first game. The military's plan to take the Chernobyl nuclear power plant from the Monolith forces begins with military helicopters being sent to map out the area. The helicopters never return, and you, Alexander Degtyaryevich, nailed it, are sent to investigate. Disguised as a stalker, you get involved in local factions conflicts while searching for the helicopter's wreckage. Finding the helicopter's wreckage, you discover that they were brought down by strong jolts of electricity, along with the knowledge that the possible survivors of the crashes will be headed for evacuation point B28 in the city of Pripyat. Pripyat is locked and sealed, only accessible through the Jupiter Underground. You assemble a team and fight your way through the tunnel and meet Colonel Kowalski, who informs you that the military forces are engaged all throughout the city with the Monolith soldiers. You head to an underground laboratory, Lab X8, which holds documents detailing the experiments conducted in the Zone. Eventually, the protagonist from the first game, S.T.A.L.K.E.R, arrives at the military base to explain how and why the military helicopters crashed, what they have to do to remedy their failed plan, and call for extraction. Finding every step of the way through Monolith forces, a spoiler amount of spoilers spoil successfully, and you get one of spoiler endings, which can include extra spoiler from all the other spoilers you spoiled along the way. That's it for the super short entire Stalker series basic recap. Did I miss something you think should be included? Do you want a deeper recap of the series? Do you think Stalker 2 will even come close to the storytelling of Shadow of Chernobyl or Call of Pripyat's Freedom? Make your voice heard in the comments below. Also, I'm new to YouTube, and I'm trying to gain traction along with improving as much as possible. If you like this video, please show it by hitting the like button and maybe even subscribing. Be sure to check out my other videos as well. Thanks. This is Mitchell Godson. Have a good one.